You're on The Bert Show.
Time to get buzzed on the hot goss from Hollywood with Abby. It's The Bert Show's Entertainment Buzz.
Drew Barrymore's daughter came for her neck when she tried to get out of a rule her mom set for her outfits. But before we get into that, in honor of Black History Month, this is your Black Entertainment History Fact of the Day. Today I'm talking about Tyra Banks because I had no idea in the 90s she became the first Black woman to be featured on the cover of not only GQ magazine, but also the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit edition and the Victoria's Secret catalog. Love you, Tyra girl. All right, Drew Barrymore's daughter brought up her Playboy issue when she was told she couldn't wear a crop top. So Drew Barrymore posed for Playboy back in 1995, and I guess her daughter knows about it, or one of her daughters knows about it. She has two of them. One's aged 11 and one is aged 9. And Drew said that, her daughter wanted to wear a crop top, asked her mom to wear a crop top, and she said no. And her daughter looked at her and goes, well, why not? You were on the cover of Playboy. Like, obviously, you should be okay with showing a little skin. Like, what's wrong with me showing a little skin?
Touche.
Exactly. And this was all during a conversation with Christina Aguilera. And she defended it. And she said, you were 19 when you did that cover. You were expressing yourself. You were empowering yourself. And Drew was like, yeah, I loved every minute of it. So Drew is having a little bit of parenting trouble, but, what are the kids going to do? All right, here's another classic case of the media demonizing women because parents are starting to think that Peppa Pig is a big old bitch. So
That's un-American.
Got real.
That's un-American.
Well, Peppa's British, so.
Peppa
That's
Pig.
un-British.
It's actually very American of us.
Yeah, it is to call a British person a bitch.
So parents are apparently complaining that Peppa Pig is a bad example for kids because she's, quote, rude, impatient, and a brat, but she's never taught any better. So Hasbro's saying that Peppa isn't a bitch. She's just self-assertive and self-confident. One parent says that she has caught her son saying, ew, yuck, when he gets food that he doesn't want. And he'll also say, you're not my friend anymore, when he gets really mad. And he also said that his friend had a, quote, big tummy, which I guess is a common quote used in the Peppa Pig show to describe somebody who's a little bit rounder.
When my son Hayden was growing up, he latched himself onto a series of books and movies, and I absolutely hated the main character in it. Hated it, but he loved it so much that I would allow him to read them and watch it. You guys know the series Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Yes.
I hate that kid. I hate that kid. So what an obnoxious little narcissistic, selfish little kid. And my son he thought he was the funniest kid. And I hated going to the movies, and I hated when he was reading the books.
I can just picture you being like, there ain't no wimps in this house.
No, I would say to him, no, it wasn't even about wimpy. He was just like rude and didn't care about anybody but himself. And I constantly was stressing to my son, like, that's not a good kid right there.
Yeah, and when it comes to Peppa Pig, like, there's nothing wrong with being assertive and confident. There's a way to ask for things that is constructive, and there's a way to stand up for yourself that's constructive, and there's also a way to do it that's destructive. So there's a way to be confident and be assertive, and I know so many times, especially when it comes to little girls, people try to shrink them, right, and try to minimize them. And if a little girl is loud or, as they quote, bossy or sassy, that's a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with a kid taking leadership roles. You know what I mean? Like, I think you know the difference. But instead of saying ew and yuck when you're given something you don't like to eat, we try to teach Jimmy, say, no, thank you. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to come down on something in order to decline it.
Yeah, I guess my thing is, are we forgetting this is a cartoon 3-year-old pig? You know what I mean? Like, are we expecting this pig to be the role model for your child?
Yes.
Well, not the role model, but certainly influential.
Yes.
Yeah, my kids don't watch Peppa Pig for all the reasons. I watched one episode where she mistreated her little brother. And the thing is, like Kristen said, there's never any corrective action taken. It's fine to do those things. In a show like Bluey, they make mistakes and the mistakes are addressed and it's a happy ending, blah, blah, blah. These kids are like sponges and they will just pick up everything. And so they start emulating it. And if there's never a a lesson in the story, then they don't learn that it's wrong. And that's why that, and there's Caillou is another one that I find problematic that my kid doesn't watch either.
Here to me is not only the danger with like toddlers, kids their age, right? Is as the kids get older also, and they're watching, like when Hayden was watching YouTube and he was watching certain influencers that could say anything they want with no repercussions whatsoever, the rudest, darkest things, he thought he could do that in real life. And I had to explain to him, that works on YouTube. That doesn't work here in the house.
So they're being socialized by all the wrong people is what you're saying. All right. Well, for more stories, head to the Bert Show podcast on your favorite listening platform.
You're on The Bert Show.